Chapter 4. Skunks and Swords. While Little Red Hood wandered deeper into the forest and the Three Oaks Tavern buzzed with gossip, life on the far side of the village was reaching its own spectacular level of chaos. And that chaos, as usual, came from the smithy of Bronco the blacksmith. Bronco was a large man with arms like tree trunks and a voice that could outshout a thunderstorm. He believed in three things: hot metal, strong tea, and quiet mornings. On this particular morning, he truly hoped for the third one. The fire was steady, the forge hummed, and even the river beside the mill sounded calm. For a moment, Bronco thought peace might actually exist. He was wrong. Behind the fence, a small group of skunks huddled together like bandits plotting a heist. Their leader, an old skunk named Sizzle, whispered dramatically, "All right, team, today is the day. Last time we took the anvil. Today we take the weapons." The skunks cheered in hushed, squeaky voices and slipped under the fence with the stealth of creatures who believed they were invisible, even though everyone could clearly see them. Inside the forge, Bronco wiped his brow, turned around, and froze. His entire collection of swords, spears, and polished metal tools was marching toward the door, or rather, being carried, staggered, dragged, and swung by a flock of extremely enthusiastic skunks. "Not again," Bronco roared. "You striped troublemakers, drop those." But it was too late. The skunks burst out of the smithy, squealing with triumph. One clutched a sword twice its size. Another wore a helmet that immediately slid over its eyes. Sizzle climbed onto a wooden bench, raised a gleaming blade, and cried, "Behold, Sir Stinks-a-lot, Knight of the Round Barrel." Bronco sprinted outside, hammer in hand, ready to reclaim his property. What he saw made him stop in disbelief. Out on the spinning mill wheel, yes, the one that hovered dangerously over the rushing river, the skunks had formed a full knight's tournament. They lunged dramatically. They clashed swords. They twirled with ridiculous elegance. To absolutely no one's surprise, none of them had the slightest idea how to fight. On the riverbank, a mother duck was herding her ducklings when she spotted the spectacle. She blinked twice, stared at the sword-swinging skunks, and fainted. The ducklings simply sighed. They had seen worse. One skunk made a grand jump, slipped, and fell directly into the river with a splash. He resurfaced immediately and shouted, "Success! The blade works underwater." Bronco shouted back, "That's because it's a sword, not a fish." He grabbed a bucket of water, stomped forward, and pointed at Sizzle. "You! Give those back before I turn every one of you into a tiny striped horseshoe." Sizzle raised his paws dramatically. "Peace, Master Smith. We were merely testing your craftsmanship." "My what?" "Your steel," Sizzle continued proudly. "We must say, exceptional balance. Ideal for aquatic duels." Bronco tried to be angry. He really did. But when the smallest skunk climbed onto the spinning wheel, raised a sword, and declared, "Long live Bronco, king of shiny metal," the blacksmith let out a reluctant snort, which became a chuckle, which became a laugh he tried and failed to hide. By the time the skunks returned the swords, mostly intact, Bronco was laughing openly, shaking his head, and polishing each blade twice, muttering, "If even skunks want to test my work, I must be doing something right." It became a running joke in the village. Careful what you make. Sooner or later, the skunks will want to test it. And somewhere beyond the hill, where the forest began to thicken and darken, Little Red Hood walked on, completely unaware that, in her quiet absence, the entire village was slowly turning into a circus.